Good morning. Welcome to CDT day 129. Just waking up in this valley here. It's at like 8:30, a little after 8. So we're going to be heading out in a minute back onto the road over there. And then from my guess, it should be about 5 miles back up onto the CDT, the official one, not the old one that we're on now. And then 7.7 to the road. So we're looking at about 13 at a maximum, somewhere between 12 and 13 miles. Had a really nice warm sleep last night. It's a bit chillier this morning, so it's kind of puffy weather right now. But I think things will be warming up, especially now that the sun is starting to touch down in this valley and get a little bit of warmth for the day. But at least it won't be too hot because we'll have plenty of shade and we'll be at a much higher elevation than we were yesterday. So we're gonna, without further ado, we will get to hiking. About a mile or two to the next water source. We're going to stop for breakfast, eat, and fill up water, and then we'll be on our way. It's about 8:30 a.m. on Thursday, September 5th. We're on the move. We're also smelling some smoke from the wildfire, which I learned yesterday is called the McCluskey wildfire. We're still going around it, but we're pretty close. And it seems like we're going to be walking into some smoke soon. But once we find this next junction that goes onto the trail, it should turn away from it and take us out. Look at this, folks. I can't believe it. We are on single track trail. It's amazing. And also we are now headed the opposite direction of the wildfire out there. And that's pretty perfect. The only thing that isn't perfect is if the trail junction sign is correct, we got 2 or 3 extra miles than I expected, because I thought it was 13 from camp this morning, and it's appearing to be about 13 from this junction. But regardless, 13 miles left until we get to the highway that can get us to Butte. Not too bad, about 4 or 5 hours. All right, so now we're just hoping to get to Halfway Creek, which is our next water source. Should be coming up pretty soon. Have a little break fast. We've been doing a lot of climbing already, and I believe we have a fair amount left. Finally made it to the Life Giver Halfway Creek, the only water source that we've been able to get anything good out of since we've been back in the national forest. And she's Butte. Nice, cold, clear water. Just getting that all filtered. I'm about to have ourselves some breakfast. I did it. We did it. Setting foot back on the official CDT. Oh, yes. That's southbound. And this is where we're headed. Northbound. Oh, this is beautiful. We finally made it. About 7 miles from the last trailhead, which puts us probably around 9 miles from camp last night. And we have to continue to the Nez Perce trailhead. And actually possibly further. I think it's 6 miles out to the trailhead and then another 2 to the road. So another 8 miles maybe, and then we're out of here. That sounds pretty good to me. And the other good thing is it's mostly downhill. I'm looking at uphill at the moment, but it's going to be, we're pretty much at the top, so we'll be turning the corner and going down. Oh man, we made it, guys. The custom Super Butte cutoff that we made, a combination of the Butte cutoff and the official CDT, has now come to an end, and we are back on the official trail, ready to hit the next section and finish up this trail within the next 3 weeks. Really excited. Boy, is it nice to see these again. Hello, Dolly. Beautiful forest as well, and should be a nice decline all the way to the road. We made it to the Nez Perce trailhead. So now we have about just shy of 3 miles left down to the on-ramp for the interstate, and hopefully somebody will be there to pick us up, take us to Butte. Back into the desert again. Well, not for too long. So once we get back out onto the trail, it'll be up and over into those woods again. But for now, it's about like a probably 6 mile total stretch of desert. Only about 2.5 for us because we're gonna hitch in. And we just hit Interstate 15, and just judging by the amount of traffic we had walking in, I'm gonna say we're gonna need a lot of luck to get a hitch. But if there's anything I know about Jesus, he's a man with a lot of luck with hitches. Oh, cool, a leg. Graphic warning. Here we go. Little deer leg, big deer leg actually. But anyways, as I was saying, if there's anything I know about Jesus, he's got a lot of luck with hitches, so I'm going to follow his lead. We tried our hand at hitching for a little over an hour now, and only one car came by, and we got denied. So we saw a Gaha comment that there's a guy named Gary who will come and pick you up for a decent rate. So we just called him, and he said he'll be here in 15 to 20 minutes, so that works out well for us. So since he's doing that, we're going to wait here in the shade underneath the interstate until he comes by, and then hopefully get a nice quick ride into Butte. And it's getting pretty late today, so it's looking like we're probably going to have to stay in town now. It's after 4 p.m. and we still have a ton of chores to do, so looks like we'll probably be spending the night in Butte.
It's all open pit. Wow. Called the richest hill on earth. There was a Jeopardy question a few years ago. It's predominantly copper. How many tons of copper come out of that mountain? 290 million tons of copper.
290 million.
It blew me away.
Come out of there.
A lot of old history in town. Still, buildings pre-1900.
Where was the first and most important place we needed Gary to bring us? Burger King. I think between the two of us, we have like 70 nugs. And getting ready to chow down. Alright, flash forward, we got ourselves a room at the Quality Inn. And it's actually really nice. We got tons of soap and towels. Shower, bathtub in here. And it's pretty dark right now, but we got a couple beds. We got the TV going, watching some old Bond movies. Goldfinger is on. Also got the fridge, microwave, super nice dresser type thing here with the wood. It's a nice wood table, some AC, plenty of charging ports. You've got the nice wood headboards. Well, more importantly, a central location in town, so we're right next to all the restaurants. Jesus got himself some Dominoes, stuff like that, so we're in pretty good shape. And even got some showers in, so feeling nice and clean. Actually, Mom, you don't have to worry about it. I'm getting some food back in me, so I'm not getting too skinny, but definitely a big transition from being home. But I got the hotel room, got a place to stay for the night. This place also has a casino and bar and restaurant in it, and a hot tub and a pool and a hot buffet breakfast. So we really scored with this place, so pretty excited. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy being clean, relaxing, going to bed in a bed, and then tomorrow I'm gonna pick up my stuff from the post office. I was a little too late to get it this time around, so be picking stuff up from the post office tomorrow, and then doing a little resupply. Probably won't need one because I got 2 boxes, and then doing my darn tough exchange after doing some laundry. So we'll be spending some time in town tomorrow, especially because this place has a noon checkout. That's what I'm talking about. We need more places to do that. It's just incredible. Yeah, so do some relaxing. Oh, and I am going to show you guys a breakdown of the Butte alternate that we took, our own custom route, so I can explain exactly what happened. But it turns out that we saved about 360 miles, which was more than we expected to do, but it definitely helps us get to Canada at the appropriate time. And we were able to stay within 50 miles of the divide, so it still fits in the National Society's definition of a viable thru hike. So we are still legit, even though we probably will hold the record for the shortest legitimate thru hike of the CDT. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to try to break this down the best way I can, but what you are currently looking at is a map of the official CDT as well as the Big Sky alternate, also known as the Super Butte Cutoff. So the CDT you're looking at in the red, and the Super Butte you're looking at in the purple. So maybe it would be a little more clear if I gave you guys some state lines. So in the bottom right here, you're looking at Wyoming. On the left, pretty much entirely, is Idaho, and then up top is Montana. So I can also highlight the CDT for you in the red here, make it a little more clear. So that is the official route that is recognized by GUHUC and the CDT Society, and then this is the alternate that is most people take in order to cut off those miles. So what we're doing is a combination of the two. So first, we take the official CDT all the way up to this red X, which is in Old Faithful Village. So right outside of Old Faithful, we cut off and take our own road walk through West Yellowstone all the way up to McAllister, where the second red X is, which is where we hop onto the traditional Butte alternate. Then we take that all the way back up to the third red X you're looking at, which is back to the official CDT. And so that's the route we took, which stays a little bit closer to the divide than the usual. So what we were really worried about is whether or not it would stay within 50 miles of the actual Continental Divide, because that's what makes it an official trail, and it does. So we were able to stay within 50 miles using this route, and it worked out very well. And as I was mentioning before, that cuts off about 360 miles off of the official route. So with all the alternates and shortcuts I've taken on the trail so far, that puts me around, I believe, 670 miles. So my thru hike is going to be a little less than 2,400 in total. That's probably one of the shorter thru hikes you can get. It wasn't intentional until now. I just took alternates because they were nice. The Gila is way nicer than the Black Mountains, and that cut off 93 miles. Then we hit Colorado on one of the worst snow years in decades, and we had to take the Creed cutoff because it was too dangerous to go through the official, and that was over 100 miles, I believe, that cutoff. And then some of the other alternates were just nicer, so we took those. This Butte cutoff is because of the snow and my Giardia. We were way too far behind, and we were going to hit some serious snow and glacier and risk not being able to finish where we want to, because glacier will actually shut down their roads and their trails and not allow people to hike there if the snow gets too bad. And we did not want to run into that, so we took this cutoff as long as we were able to make it viable and official. So according to the Continental Divide Trail National Society, we are still good. But it is pretty interesting that I have a sub 2,400 mile thru hike out of a potential 3,100. Well, it's continuous footsteps from Mexico to Canada on or within 50 miles of the Continental Divide, so I'm pretty excited about that. So now we are down to our last 430 miles after we leave Butte tomorrow. So that we're hoping to do in a little less than 3 weeks, which means we need to average about 20 to 25 miles a day, and that's every day. So that means on trail we need to do like 25s to 30s in order to give ourselves some time to get 0 days and narrow days in towns. So we still have our work cut out for us, even though we took the shortcut. So we're still pushing to get to the end. It's just we have a bit of a nicer break. So All in all, I'm really glad we did it. We did not skip anything crazy. The Idaho Montana border, southbounders were all saying that it's kind of a nightmare, a lot of pointless ups and downs, and it's very dry, and there's not a lot to see. And so we were able to see the Tobacco Root Mountains. We were able to spend more time in Yellowstone, seeing the Firestone River, and where the Firestone meets the Madison, and some really cool stuff like that. And then on the road walks, I mean, Earthquake Lake, how cool is that? You know, walking through the mountains there along Hebgen Lake. So we definitely got a ton of Montana culture and a ton of Montana beautiful sights. So I don't feel like I missed out on anything, which is really cool. So I guess that leaves it for the Butte cutoff. That is everything that happened with our trip. It is pretty cool that we have a completely custom route that as far as we know, we may be the very first through hikers to do this route. And that's one of the cool things about the CDT. You get to choose your own route. And you know, it's kind of a choose your own adventure trail, as many people call it. And really feel like we were making our own. And it's kind of gives us that exploration feel, even though we're walking on roads via Google Maps. So yeah, to end today, give you guys some stats for today. And maybe I should look those up first. According to Guthook, our hike today amassed about 17 to 18 miles and did about 3,000 feet of climbing. So it was a pretty good day. Good distance and good elevation, all to make it into town, and we'll be back out tomorrow morning. So really didn't lose much in terms of progress. It was not really even a Nero. It was just a full day. So really excited about the progress we're making. But that is the end of the night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, where we are headed back out and continuing about a 3-day trek towards Helena. Hoping to get there on Sunday so I can watch some NFL football, because it is the first weekend of it. But I'm not holding my breath on that, because we still have 71 miles to do in like 2.5 days. Probably not going to happen. But a guy can dream. Have a good night, guys. See you tomorrow.